I'm Ella from Emzini Tours. I was born in Eastern Cape in King Williamstown, and grew up on the farm early 80s, early 70s, and started to work on the farm when I was 9 years old because my mother was an alcoholic, and she would disappear. And during that time, to have a place to stay, you have to work on the farm. And now I have to go and stand in for my mother. And I did have a dream of becoming a social worker. I grew up having that dream. And because of that dream, I keep on going to school, and I have to drop out of school and go back to school. And I managed to pass my matric when I was 26 years instead of 18 years. After I passed my matric, I'm going to cut the long story short. After my matric, I decided to come to Knysna to start something for my life because my parents divorced when I was 6, and then there was nothing for me in store from their side. And I moved to Knysna in 2000, and I was staying in Nekis, which was the first place where we went in with the restaurant and the hairdressers. And when I came to Knysna, my first job was a scullery because I never had any experience. I only grew up on the farm, working in the field, working also in the forest, looking after the cows and the sheep. And when I came to Knysna, now it was difficult because it was a different sort of work I have to do. And I went to Nando's. That is where I get my first job as a scullery, which is I was cleaning, washing up the dishes. And I impressed my first boss because I knew deep down in my heart I have to impress her because this was my first job in the town. And she promoted me, and I became a griller. I was from the scullery to a griller, and which is now, it was a big thing for me to start to do the burgers. And I never been in a restaurant. That was my first restaurant to pop in, and also to serve people in the restaurant. And from Nando's, I resigned, and I started to do the cleaning of the flats, which is the holiday flats, which is, that is where I started to earn a bit of money. And I started also to think of having my own place because I was staying with a friend, and I bought a house for 650 in Nekis, which was almost on the ground. It was falling apart, but it was a good start for me. I worked with a lady which was a wedding planner, and that's where I get all my experience about the hospitality. And I met Penny, which is my partner in the business, 9 years ago in the Knysna Baptist Church, and then we became friends, which is during all this period, she was feeling in between when I'm not working, and then she would help me with all the stuff, and then she became like a sister to me more than a friend. And from being working with a wedding planner and the house cleaner, like a domestic worker, one thing was in my mind was to be successful, you have to work hard. And also, to have more people serving you, you have to serve more people. So to me, to work for somebody, it was not like I have to be honest when the person is there. But I was like, when she's not there, is more I want to be reliable and honest. So when she comes back, she could be happy. That took me to where I am today. And while I was busy working, I did approach my partner a long time. I said to her, I would like to do a township tour, like taking people to the township. And to me, it was like I want to work with her because she's a person I can trust, and she's a person who understands me. And as we know, the history of South Africa, we're coming a long way. So it's not easy to trust a black person. You better know that person. And also as a black person, it's not easy to trust a white person. I have to know her. So to me, I was not bound by that because I could see her love and the way she was sharing everything with me. So I said to her, I want you to be my partner. And then she said she would think about it. It took her 3 years. For that 3 years, I never go to somebody else and ask, because to me it was like, I want to do this thing with her. If she doesn't want, I'm not going to do it. And then she only came back to me last year in August, and she said to me, Ella, do you still want to do your dream to do the tours in the township? I said, yes, I'm in. That was my answer to her. And then she said, okay, let's meet at 1 o'clock and then we can discuss the business. And then we discussed the business in August. And then in September, we decided to start the business. And now the passion grew more to me because the purpose was to build the gap between the town, the people living in town and the people living in the township, because there's a big gap. So it was like if they could come on the trip, it's where they could experience, because now both of the two groups, some of us, we're still in the old South Africa. We don't know what is going on with the others. We're judging one another according to what we see. So to me, it was like if they could come and experience, and then it will be better. They would have the other minds about us. And also, when people come from abroad, when they come to South Africa, they don't know what is going on up here. They end up there. When they come here, and then they could see which changes are happening in South Africa, because we got the problem with the media, all the bad things going media, but the good things remain in the communities. So that was also the other idea of carrying on doing Emzini Township Tours. And then which is our trip, our tours is not only for people which are from overseas, it's for everyone, people in South Africa, people in Africa, because we want to build a gap, and then we want people to see and to know who we are, where we stay. And we do have a strip we decided to have a trip for the local people, those people which own the B&Bs, the hotels, and the people which are in hospitality. We invite them on the complimentary trip, which is when they come here. Some of them, they've never been here. They enjoy it and they have good time. And they started to see now, it's not, things have changed a lot. It's not like the old times. When you come to the township, you have to fear for your life. They see the love they get, the fun they have, meeting people, interacting with different kind of people. And as we started carry on with the township tour, I grew up another passion, which is I'm a woman of passion. I started to feel, because of my background, growing up in an abusive family, my mother and my father divorced when I was 6, I started to look at the children lying around in the township, and the ladies which are quiet, they keep quiet although men are abusing them. I started to think if they could have a place to hide themselves when they can talk about this. They keep quiet, they're silent because they don't know where to go. And then I have a vision of starting a safe house. But now the problem was I don't have money and I don't have land to do that. But this stick on my heart, and then until one day I did have a couple which came on the trip. They were also local, and then they were also Germans. So they said they don't want the complimentary trip of a group, they want to come themselves. So we took them separately. And then when they come on the trip, they said I must pour my heart to them. And then I tell them my story. And then they said they've got the funds for the safe house because they've been looking for doing something for the communities. And it happened that I was so blessed to have those funds, and then they allocate those funds for the safe house. So the township tour, to me, to start a township tour is more than a business. It's also to do the upliftment of the community, to develop my community. Because most of people, when they come on the trips, when they come in Africa, that is in my mind, I know they want to sow something, and then they don't know where. So Emzini Tours is also to give them, if they do have that kind of a thing in their heart when they come here, so they know where to sow. I give them the platform to get close to people, and then they can see where they can sow what they want to sow. So Emzini on the tomorrow is going to be 15.
Goodbye.
Oh no! Emzini is 1 year today. So that is what we did accomplish on our trip, and then we are still looking forward to do more for the community, working together with the guests and our people from abroad and the local people, building our community, changing South Africa to a new perspective.